And then where will you be?
I'll be casting, and you'll be out of here, buddy.
Yeah, then
you got that?
Anyway, we're going to get going.
Yeah, we're going to get going. Let's get into StarCraft. This is what we're here to see, not for you and me to bicker. Let's do this. Let's get ready to rumble.
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
All right, everybody, welcome to IMBA TV, where everything is in balance. We've got MorroW facing against Roll as this ZVP commences. It's going to be on Metalopolis, and it's going to be a lot of fun. We're excited to have you here, and thanks for joining us. I'm MC Duffs, and with me is Jim Rayner, who's going to go ahead and take this away.
All right, spawning at the top of Metalopolis is MorroW, the first big event LAN winner, IEM, Intel Extreme Masters winner. He's won lots of other events. He switched from Terran to Zerg. He's at the top of Metalopolis. Roll, on the other hand, spawns as yellow Protoss at the bottom of Metalopolis. Now, notice that, of course, MorroW is sending a scouting overlord into one of the possible spawning locations, and he will find nothing there. Anything you'd like to add at this point, MC Dubs?
It's nice to see them at the farthest rush distance from each other. You know, I'm very interested to see on how this best of 3 match is going to go down. I hope we see some Test Bug, the new map for the CraftCup, and that is an IC Cups map, I believe. I'm looking forward to seeing it, but anyways.
Notice Roll with his SCV, or with his probe, he goes right up to the top of his main base to see if an Overlord would happen to poke its head through, and it didn't. Now Roll is warping a gateway at the top of his ramp in order to begin a wall-off maneuver.
And Roll now knows where MorroW is. He does have this probe scout in MorroW's base, seeing that there is nothing there but a spotting pool.
Yeah,
you know what? Actually, he did not even see it. Oh, yes, he did. He just barely did.
Interesting first building. Usually we see players either expand or go with an extractor. So that's an interesting first building by MorroW. We'll see if that has any meaning later in the game as we notice Roll warping in a second pylon. Because of where Roll is warping in his pylons and gateways, I don't think we're going to see any early cheese play. Obviously no cannon rush with no forge. MorroW's spawning pool has completed. Extractor completed as well. Yep. And Roll continues to dance with a scouting probe in the natural mineral expansion of Zerg. Roll's cybernetics core is halfway to being completely warped in. A second assimilator for Roll. So it's looking very standard and very conservative for Roll in the opening of this round 8 matchup. Now, MorroW does elect to expand after fighting off the probe. And we see no speed upgrade yet. With 100 gas, expect MorroW to get the Zergling speed upgrade very soon. MorroW is now moving out into the main area of the Metalopolis base as he's got Zerglings on both Xel'Naga watchtowers, and a third Zergling headed to the farthest location away from him. And that Zergling will pop in, notice the very standard wall-off maneuver by Protoss, and of course not be shocked in any way. He's trying to pull the Zealot off of the wall-off position that it's in. And Roll continues to collect minerals and gas. Sentry for Roll. A second sentry, and a second and a third gateway are now being warped in by Roll. A single Zergling for MorroW remains just outside the natural mineral area. MorroW continues to pop in. Look at it popping in. Just getting as much, whatever little pieces of information he can get. He saw the sentry. He now knows that, you know, any aggression is pretty useless because it can simply be, the ramp can be force fielded off. And MorroW is mainer transferring several drones from his main mineral expansion, from his main mineral area to his expansion base.
We see him also harvesting no gas now that that speed was put down. And those
speed
speedlings
is
are
great.
finished, yes, that's for sure.
Yep.
As we see a Nexus go down for Roll, and Roll is starting to expand.
And it looks like we got sentries in defensive spot. Like we're going to see defensive sentry force fields for the first little bit until Roll gets his expansion completely up and running. A very similar opening to what we saw in the previous round against Rage Sela.
That's for sure. Roach Warren going down for MorroW.
MorroW's got a very similar response. This is sort of what Sela did. Sela went Zergling, Roach Warren.
An evolutionary colony going down right now as well.
MorroW seems to be a bit. Yeah, you know what? It's a pretty similar response.
For sure, but MorroW is sitting on 39 drones compared to the 33 probes for Roll. But Roll will, after this Nexus is finished, he will expand. He will, main or transfer, no doubt, and start to gain more probes. We do see a Stargate going down right now for Roll, as well as Stalkers, and 2 more gateways going down in right next to his front ramp.
And isn't this very close to what we saw before?
Yes, it is.
3 warp gates, or do we have 4? Yeah, no. In this case, actually, there's 5 warp gates. So Roll is going with more warp gates, I believe, in this game. In any event, the sentries will be able to block off. Right now, MorroW's army only consists of 3 Zerglings, 44 drones. So MorroW has no offense to speak of whatsoever. 2 forges in the front of the mineral expansion.
Well, it's just 1 forge, Jim. Forge and a pylon.
Oh, okay. Fantastic. Spine crawlers by MorroW in the front of his natural mineral expansion. The Roach Warren is obviously completed as we see 4 roaches rummaging around the mineral expansion area. And now is MorroW going to expand again?
It looks like maybe.
Yeah, so yep, there it is. It goes down. And has a flying unit been produced yet? Because the rally point is now it's back to his main base. The rally point was right in the middle of MorroW's base. 1 Phoenix, 3 Stalkers, 1 Zealot, and 5 Sentries for Roll. Roll is basically on a scouting mission.
And doing some damage to some Overlords. Also, Void Ray coming out for Roll. Kind of the same thing we saw before in his last game.
I'll tell you what, man. MorroW needs that speed upgrade on his Overlords in a real hurry. Is he going to research that? Because if not, he's going to have a lot of injured Overlords.
That's right, and MorroW does have burrow and speed for the roaches going down, and it looks like a spire and a Hydralisk den. So it looks like he's going to build a little bit of everything here.
Both players are sitting at about 50 worker units mining off its 2 bases. MorroW will change that to 50 workers mining off of 3 bases. This is 3rd hatchery pops up in the top left-hand corner of Metalopolis. And let's see. Roll's Phoenix never does spot the Overseer MorroW has right here.
It's true.
Let's see if MorroW uses that to his advantage. He could scout with that later on in the game.
Looks like a Void Ray and Phoenix are pushing forward.
And right now, Roll is at 100 units and supply capped. MorroW is at 108 units, and he's not supply capped by any stretch of the imagination.
That's for sure.
And, yep, as you said, a little bit of everything being produced by MorroW. Spire, Hydralisk range is almost completed.
Level 2 range attack upgrade for the ground units of MorroW will be completed soon also. And 5 Corruptors on their way out, as well as 20 Lings. So, Thermal Lance now being researched by Roll, as he does have that robotic support bay down. It's not being chrono boosted out, but regardless, it's there. We do see another expansion by Roll going down in the 3rd base expansion area, just as Ling gets killed, trying to spot it.
And both of these players, their expansions are very far away from the main base. Look at this, MorroW's getting a 4th base.
That's right.
Along the left side. And here we go, a little bit of offense here. 18 Zerglings. They have speed and nothing else. No attack upgrade, no armor upgrade for the melee units of MorroW. And look at this. Is this Nexus going to live? What is Protoss going to do about this?
Setting up those stalkers, sentries, and zealots
Big
now.
up.
But it does go down. Yep, he does have to cancel.
Amazing stuff, man. Nice offense by MorroW. Great delay. MorroW seems intent on, well, MorroW's at 150 unit count now, with 76 of those units being drones. Roll is at 138 unit count, with 62 of those units being probes. Thermal Lance upgrade completed, as we can see by the length of that. No Stalker Blink upgrade. Zealot's charge upgrade is not done either. So this looks like a fearsome force, but it has none of those upgrades.
And look at this, MorroW coming in with a bunch of roaches into this expansion area by Roll. As Roll's going to go into the expansion area by MorroW, and he's going to take that out.
Yep, and a forward pylon placed down as well.
Maybe not. He doesn't even, he sees the creep, but he doesn't go for that expansion. He's instead pushing up the ramp.
Well, a lot more workers there.
That's for sure.
And he has to. He definitely screws around with MorroW's economy much more by going after that expansion. Now he's going to go after this one. Good move. And here comes MorroW's force. Look at this. All these what are these workers doing? Is this a misclick?
I don't think so, Jim. It looks like he's just sending everything. Oh no, it may be. He's trying to get those to that expansion area. Man, oh man, and it looks like those force fields will drive the roaches back a little bit. But here we go. Another Colossus meets the fray.
11 Corruptors, man. That's a lot of Corruptors.
That's right, Corruption is going down on these Colossus as well. A Guardian Shield going down for Roll, but Roll is getting taken out here as his Colossi fall. And now those Void Rays need to go down. And it looks like MorroW will successfully defend and has not built this expansion yet because MorroW has a sunken or a burrowed roach down in this expansion area.
Roll's got almost no army left. Roll's got 1 Colossus, 3 Stalkers, 6 Zealots. Meanwhile, you know, MorroW is sitting at a unit count of 138 with 3 bases and a 4th base going down again. So I don't know. Do you think that exchange was even, or do you think MorroW won that?
I think for the most part, MorroW won it. He did take out quite a bit of Colossus and cost a lot of damage to Roll. You know what? Actually, you know what? Looking at the losses tab, it does look pretty even. So.
Now, Roll, interestingly, is getting 1, 2, 3 more gateways. So how many warp gates is he going to end up with in total? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 warp gates for Roll. Still no blink. Well, there is no Twilight Council down.
That's right, and it looks like we've got roach burrow, tunneling going down. So by MorroW, so MorroW will be able to burrow these roaches and tunnel them into his opponent as long as there isn't some type of observer around.
Goody has lost game 1. Optic Zero has won game 1 in the other quarterfinal series.
Oh, sweet deal! Thanks for that.
That are in these, and also. More Void Rays for Roll. Look at all these expansions by MorroW. 1, 2, 3, all forming up at about the same time. And what are these?
a giant grid of overlords moving out from MorroW, planting down creep.
And this will be great for the Hydralisks and Roaches. They'll be able to move more quickly. They'll be able to surround anything. This is a fascinating move. And look at this mound of Protoss units here.
And here's the attack.
2 Colossus, 15 Stalkers, 10 Zealots.
Oh, and it looks like Roll's going to push MorroW back.
On creep, it might be another story, though, as MorroW builds more units.
And there is an observer in the middle of Roll's fray,